Hello and welcome to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast. I am Gilly Rosari. That is my main man, Larry Loper. We are coming to you exclusively on the Box Office Buzz 302 channel, and we have got NBA, NHL, WWE, and some NFL news that's been announced. Let's just say the DC area, they got some big news this week. But Larry, let's get right into it, brother. Great games this past weekend,
Oh,
especially with the NHL with their game sevens. But let's start with the NBA. NBA, the second round has started. Your Knicks steal
oh,
game one after being down 20
oh,
at
oh,
Boston. We got a couple games tonight. So far early on, round two, what is your feeling on the NBA?
oh man. What I expected in the second round, man. Great games, um, great matchups. Surprisingly, it went the same way for all the games. The home teams, unfortunately, the first games they didn't come out and win the first game. OKC went down the first game by a good shot by Aaron Gordon. My like you said, you mentioned my Knicks with being down 20 in the third, like Boston crowd going crazy, and just to make that comeback. And I talk about that a little bit more, and then Cleveland just being rocked. Indiana came out poised, they came out ready. Sometimes rest can hurt you, sometimes when you're having that rest because Indiana had a more of a longer rest period because they just destroyed Miami, wasn't even a challenge. And then also the matchups are a little bit stronger in the second round, also. You know what I mean? So this is expected. If you're gonna make it to the chip, you're gonna go through adversity. I don't care who you are, unless you was like, I don't know, the Bulls or somebody, I don't know what team kind of had I'm sorry, that year that LA went and they lost, the only game they lost was Philly in LA. That team, normally it doesn't go that way where you just sweep through series like that. You know what I mean? So sometimes you get punched. It's about how you respond to the punch. You know, um, Obviously the favorites are still going to be favorite. Because I think that they have the better rosters. Even with my Knicks, but my Knicks, I was highly impressed because you got this guy right here. This guy right here, man. This is not one of the best pickups in the history of basketball, in my opinion. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm telling you that we were bad. I'm telling you that we have made some of the dumbest moves ever. I had us up there with one of the dumbest franchises when it came to ownership. I think a lot of us did. I think we was battling with Philly when it came to ownership, basketball ownership, not baseball and football. I give football and baseball. They got some real good GMs.
Right. Dolan.
Basketball, yeah,
Dolan.
they're doing, yeah. Basketball's terrible. It was terrible. So Jalen Brunson is a gamer. He has ice water in his veins. My only issue, and it's been my issue, is that Tid plays us way too many minutes. Way too many minutes. You know that Mekhi Bridges went for 51 minutes.
Yeah.
51 minutes,
Well,
man.
Reggie Miller kept saying it.
Like, come on, bro. Like, you trying to tell me that the game is that? I know it's a critical game, but you got to learn how to shuffle those minutes, man. You got to break the minutes down, man. You got way too many players that could come in, even if it's just giving up some fouls, play some defense. You know what I'm saying? Let the starters that's going to carry this out in the fourth quarter, let them get some rest, man. I mean, some significant rest. Okay, they built a lead. What's the difference? The lead was built with the starters in the game, correct? Okay, go in there, let some of them bench warmers get in there. Keep your soldiers fresh so that when the fourth quarter push, we're not exhausted. We're not taking dumb shots because we don't got the legs. Or we're making dumb mental mistakes because we're tired. Come on, Tib. Come on, Tib. That's my only argument when it comes to Thibodeau, is that he plays too many minutes for the starters.
Yeah, and it really shows too, because he makes them play defense, so they're working both ends of the court. So yeah, you're right. But that's his MO. Everybody knows that he's going to go deep. He's going to have a shortened bench. He's going to go deep with the starters, and they're going to have to play both ends of the court. If you want to rest, don't play defense, and he'll sit you down.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's going to be sustainable to win a chip. I just don't think that's possible. He could prove me wrong, but I just don't think so. And I still think the Boston is a strong team, man. It's a strong team because they got. I'm gonna tell you the X factor in that whole series to me is Porzingis.
Isn't he always?
He is, because if Porzingis is on defensively and offensively, man, they're going to be very hard to beat because they got the 3-point shooters, as you can see, with the White and then Pritchard coming in. They hit big shots, man. I thought Tatum, but this is their game. I thought Tatum took some shots that some shots I thought he shouldn't have took, but that's how they've been playing all year. You know, they're gonna put them threes up. That's how they've been playing. They think they can make them. 9 times 10, they probably can make them. You know, it's gonna be a hard series, man. You know, I expect them to come out game 2 and come out and really play. We got to step up and play, and I don't think that we're going to step up in 2 and play because we lost a lot of effort to come back and won. You know what I mean? And they didn't play their best game and was up by 20. So I can only imagine that you made them mad in Boston. It's going to be a frenzy. You know, we got to kind of stifle it early because if we don't stifle it early, they're going to blow us out.
Mm-hmm.
We shift back to New York, and just because we're in New York doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have the home field advantage because I think that Boston plays better on the road, you know, in them type of situations. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for a series. And once again, I still think that we'll probably lose in 6. I think we'll lose in 6. I think Boston is the better team, you know, and because Cat's inconsistent. So Cat's inconsistent. He can get in foul trouble early, which nullifies him. You know what I mean? I like Mitchell Robinson, but he can't make free throws. You know, we left a lot of points out there at the free throw line, bro. We really did. And to go deep in the playoffs, you got him hit them free buckets. And if a team is smart, they'll hack and shack you. They'll put that dude on the line, and he can't hit them. So these are a lot of flaws that we have. Jalen could go for 40. Jalen could go for 40 easily. You know, he's a gamer. He's a gamer. He's going to give it his all. You know what I'm saying? But I think their role players are a lot stronger than our role players. And that's just, you know, I'm hoping that my Knicks could pull it out, but I just still think Boston is stronger. They have the heart of a champion.
It's just very frustrating. Like, I'm not a Knicks fan, but in watching it, I'm saying in the fourth quarter, why are they not dumping it down to Karl Anthony Towns? You know, there's no Porzingis, there's no rim protector. Why is he out of the shuffle for the offense? Why is he, you know, top of the key around the 3-point line, either trying to shoot it or pass it? Like, go down, get in the box, get in the paint, you know, get inside the free throw line. Like, he's got that matchup all day, and you're relying on one-on-one for Jalen Brunson to beat someone off a dribble or come off a screen and hit a 3, and he's doing it for the most part. I mean, he missed that little one-handed floater at the end of regulation, but other than that, I mean, God, if they're anywhere within striking distance, he does it. I mean, that dude is clutch. It's crazy that, you know, 3 years ago, Dallas had him and Luka.
Indeed.
Now they don't have either one.
At all.
That's crazy.
Crazy. And then it was crazy.
And they replaced him with Kyrie, who's injured again.
Once again, I respect Jalen Brunson, man, because this dude is one of the dudes that worked for everything he got.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like he wasn't like that guy in college. He was a national player. When his senior year, he's a national player, bro. He took Villanova to a chip. You know, he's been a winner on all levels, right? So two chips in college.
Mm-hmm.
Came out, you know, you can see how he had leadership qualities. You see he was a gamer. You know, he came from a basketball family. His pop ball, legend of Temple, right? And still, they slept on him. But it's cool. He worked, got his chance, showed out when Luka was hurt. 40-40 games, like he was at Jay-Z's club, 40-40s, right? Put him on the radar. He goes up to New York. Oh, man, y'all paid him all that money. Y'all paid for Jalen Brunson. Showed out. Did a James Harden to him. Let him know that I'm here for real.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so glad you brought that up.
You know I was going to bring this guy
Continue.
up.
No, continue.
Yeah, we're going to definitely piggyback to that overrated guy in City. Anyway, so he built his legacy. He became a gamer. And what I love about this dude, man, look, and me and you talked about this all the time. Yeah, get your money. Okay, get your money. I'm not mad at LeBron for being a billionaire. I'm not mad at Steph Curry for building an enterprise. I'm mad at none of that stuff about them dudes getting that paper. What I'm mad about when people get this paper and forget about the game and the love of the game and put the time dedication to the game. Okay, Jalen Brunson did something that no athlete really does, which is I will renegotiate my contract, leave some paper out there. I could have got Supermax deal, but I'm cool with that. Take that money to pit players around me that can win. You know, pit players around me that can win. Not too many people's going to take that sacrifice financially for the organization. Shows me a level of dedication that he wants to win. Okay, I'm paid, bro. I've been used to having no money or not as much money, and I made it happen. I'm not money obsessive, but I do want to win. I don't want to be one of them guys where I got a big old paycheck and then I'm going down as James Harden. Yeah, I'm throwing it out there, James Harden. Overrated guy.
You know I have never given the Clippers the benefit of the doubt. Never.
Gil, what else can you do to an organization? And I really think that I don't know what it is, okay? You can't say it's the ownership. They have a great owner. They really do. Passionate. Got them a new stadium. They're not the Lakers' old brother, right? Arena, stadium, whatever. They got their own home, okay? They got their own house, okay? They got their own house, their own court. They don't have to share the court with the Lakers no more, okay? Nope. Boom.
And it's beautiful, too. It's a beautiful
facility. It's state of art, Through NBA circles, they say that their coaching staff is an excellent coaching staff. Ty Lue is respected amongst the peers. So it's not coaching.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And he got a championship under his belt with Cleveland.
You definitely do. You got players. A lot of players. Like you have a good roster. But yet, Game 7 in Denver, y'all got blown out, destroyed. Why? Because the people that you really needed to play, henceforth James Harden, he took 8 shots in the Game 7.
Mm-hmm.
8 shots in a Game 7. And you wonder why we don't give that dude any credit.
Mm-hmm.
The games you defer is the games they need you the most. I would have been cool if that dude went out there and shot 30 times because that would have
25 of them.
It's cool.
Right.
It's cool. At least you was aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
By you being aggressive, you open up different lanes for other people. So even you would have jacked up 30 shots, that would have presented rebounds, presented, just the aggression. Off ball screens, they might have to double up on you. Just by you being aggressive, you change the flow of the game. When you fall back, that's one less person we got to worry about. More pressure on Kawhi, more pressure on Powell. You know what I mean? Game 7, you have nothing to play for. Nothing to play for after this game. You lose, you go home. So what are we doing? I'm not preserving nothing in the tank. If I get into Game 7, man, I'm giving everything I got on Game 7, and I'm going out with a bang.
Or you're just going out the night before that night, the next night. You're just going out.
It's cool we lose. It's cool we lose. I just can't buy into him. I can't buy into the overrated city of LA. You know what I'm saying? If it's not the Clippers, it's the Lakers, with that drama,
or the Kings. They're out too.
So it's this overrated city. The only thing that's probably coming out the city that is actually worth the billing is the Dodgers. It's the Dodgers. They have one of the better rosters, better pitcher staffs, better everything.
They got money.
Yeah. So they deserve everything that's coming down the pike. But then at a couple years, they had great rosters and couldn't get over the hump. You know what I mean? um, swinging, right? Because Cleveland has officially won the game tonight, right? But I want to talk about this guy Halliburton, man. I want to talk about this Halliburton guy right here, man. This guy right here, man. I want to talk about this guy right here,
You
man.
want to
When you
talk
talking about,
about his pops? Which one?
well, his pops can't come to the games. He didn't blew a shot. They punished his pops, and you heard I just said they punished his pops. He can't come to the games, home or away. You blew it, buddy. You blew it. I don't. Sometimes I don't know if they're drinking. You had too many beers, some liquor. I don't know what you did, but you blew it. And your son can't even vouch for you. Your son can't even get you in there. You blew it, right? Biggest moments in the playoffs, and you can't come. You should be
It
ashamed
was
of
it
yourself.
was low class.
Yeah,
That was low
this
class.
is what
It's
we
one thing
do.
to support your son, support the team, but walk on the court and get in Giannis's face the moment that they lose.
This is what we
Come
do.
on, bro. You're not a pimple on his back. Okay. Let's call a spade a spade. I mean, you're living off your son and you're trying to make his moment your moment. It
Well, he
was
did.
it was low class. And Giannis said he didn't even know that was his father. I don't know how he didn't just put one right between his eyes. Oh my gosh. It'd be worth going to jail for that because you'd get let out and it was just I can't get over that. I can't get and where's security? How is it that he could just walk onto the court and hold a flag right in front of a player's face and there's no security getting in between them? What is this? What if that guy was a nut, and whipped out a weapon or something? You can easily get in there with a weapon or create a weapon inside of a bathroom and something like that. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, we come from a culture of court stormings. You know what I mean? I still don't understand how that happened because we went to a game and I don't think we could have rushed down to daggone court side.
I
You
don't
know
know.
what
We
I'm
can
saying? I don't
try
know.
next time.
We tried, who knows, right? Maybe playoffs is a different type of thing in the playoffs. They let that more access. I don't know. But I know that he dropped the ball terribly. And I get his parents, man. Sometimes, man, we want to relive our youth, our failed youth through our children. I get it. We raise our kids, and if our kids are successful, hey, we successful, and we get all the front seat passes, and we get to live the life thanks to our children. You know, but back to Halliburton, the player, his dad. I don't think he should get this much burn because he did something stupid. You feel me? But back to his son, the player, the man, the myth. I can't give him the legend, but yeah, he is such. Oh man, when you talk about true point guard, and just imagine Sacramento had him. It was him, De'Aaron Fox. They played that whole play wrong. They replaced that years later with Zach LaVine and DeMar Rosen. Wow. Great job to Sacramento. You are terrible. You hear me? You let Halliburton go when he was having a great season. It wasn't even like he was having a bad season. You let him go to Indiana and gave them a key piece. He is a facilitator first. He is a guy that's going to get everybody in the game because he know he could get his off, right? I love that type of player right there, man. I love that type of player. Them type of players I respect way more than scores when I play ball. Facts. A person that literally can control the pace of a game, get his bigs involved, get his wings involved, know your sweet spots, and then if you need him to go ahead and break the defense down, he can and get his man. Those are the worst players to play, in my opinion. That and a big man and who knows he's big. Ain't nothing you can do. If you got a big man that knows he's big, he's going to pitch a little behind on his hipper, and he's going to abuse you. And they're going to keep feeding him because he's going to want the ball. He's going to ask for the ball like Shaq in his prime. He took very disrespectful if you put one guy on him in his prime. He took it as disrespect, and he made an example of that guy in his prime, right? You got to love the way Halliburton plays, man. You got to love the way that he plays. I love the way that Indiana's roster is even built. They have a really good, strong roster. They really do. It's not going to be an easy series for the Cavs. I'm amazed that the Cavs was able to make the adjustments with 3 injured players that are very significant to what they do, but yet and still, Donovan Mitchell, I believe, came out and played the game he needed to play, which is be aggressive, but also facilitate and get to your shot makers too. I thought game one, he tried to play hero ball. You know what I mean? Got away from what they do. What they do is, yes, Donovan McNabb is going to go in, drive, but he also kicks out to the shooters. You know what I mean? So I think he got away from that. And by not having Darius Garland on the court, that's a huge blow too, because he's their facilitator. He's the Tyrese Halliburton. He gets things in the flow. He gets the shooters the ball. He gets Donovan Mitchell the spots, and they play off each other. So you still need that key piece.
100%. I mean, I thought, it's funny when this series started, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling Cleveland. And even after they lost game one, I'm like, I still think they're going to pull out. And then you hear about all these injuries, 3 guys out. And I'm like, man, I don't know. I might have to change my pick here. And then Cleveland comes out and they win tonight. And it's like, no, sometimes I don't know how they know it, but these guys in the desert, these guys controlling the lines. After game one, the line did not change.
No.
Cleveland is still the favorite that they were exactly. As a matter of fact, we talked about this before we went on air. All 3 teams that have lost that first game, the line hasn't changed. They are still favored to win the series by the same odds. Nothing has moved at all, despite Boston giving up a 20-point lead, and Porzingis, what was he, sick or something?
Yeah, he just wasn't involved in the game.
He didn't play after the first quarter.
Yeah, he didn't. So he might have been down. He might have been hurt or sick or something. I know he wasn't game ready.
He was sick, but he there's always something with him. Always. He is so unreliable. And Boston, when they're not hitting those threes, man, they can shoot you out of a game.
Yep.
Or they can bring you right back in it. And they gave New York the opening. But getting back to Cleveland, I think I'm still going to stick with Cleveland winning this series, but this might be a 7-gamer.
I agree. I think it'll be a 7-gamer. They're just, man, adjustments will be made. You have 2 great coaches, so coaches make adjustments.
What's his name? Just got Coach of the Year.
Yeah, Atkins. Kenny Atkins.
Kenny Atkins. Yeah.
Kenny Atkins. Congratulations to Kenny Atkins. He deserved it. He deserved it. You would be a Nets fan. A Nets fan. Y'all had him. It goes to show you it wasn't him. It wasn't him.
It's another reason why I don't like Kyrie.
Yeah.
Atkins gets fired, gets replaced by Steve Nash, garbage. And also they don't get Houston's coach because of Kyrie. So yeah, let me not harp on the negative. But yeah, I'm happy for Atkins, and this is going to be a good series. This series is going to be good, but which one I'm looking forward to.
Oh man,
the one that's on tonight.
Oh, are we talking about
the one that is on tonight? My main.
You talking about the Minnesota? Are you talking about that Minnesota to Warrior series? Now, my brother, who you got?
I want to see my main man. I want to see Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man.
Oh, I want to see him.
Ant-Man. And we ain't talking about the Marvel guy either, y'all. We ain't talking about the Marvel guy.
No, we are not.
This phenomenal guy.
I can't wait. I love everything about this guy. I love it. And
how you see the series playing out? How you see the series playing out? Because it's not going to be like with the Lakers, it was a disadvantage. I felt because the Lakers, is, as we said before, they didn't have the size.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the size. The Warriors, I'm not going to say they have the size. I think they're more of a more intelligent team. They're more.
I think there's going to be a brawl in either tonight's game or game 2. Because Gobert and Green don't like each other. Green is still doing that stupid stuff.
Yeah, he's still doing stuff.
He's the only guy that can't control his body. who wails and throws out his foot while he's throwing up his arms and accidentally on purpose kicks somebody in the crotch or in the belly, stuff like that. He does it all the time. He can't. Even they started calling him out on the broadcast. Doris Burke started calling him out, and what's his name, Mike Breen, started calling him out. Like, when the broadcast team is like, enough already. It's old. It's tired. And Gobert and Green have Draymond Green. They have a history.
They do.
They had that little brawl last year. So Ant-Man, he ain't gonna give up nothing. You're gonna see the old guard with Steph Curry is one of the best players ever.
He really is.
He really is.
He really is.
Funny in his older age how he's gotten better defensively. He's never going to be considered like a good defensive guy, but he doesn't do a Luka anymore and just Olay with the defense. He actually tries to stay in front of you and makes it competitive. He's stronger now. And he can still every now and then give you those 30, 40-point games. He jacks up those threes on some of these angles. He gets a tenth of a second to look at the rim, and he's pouring them in there. You got him. Oh, Anthony Edwards. Oh, man. Oh.
Who you got winning the series?
I got Minnesota. Minnesota's got the size, and I think Minnesota is ready. They got the Western Conference Finals last year and lost to Dallas. I think
I believe so too.
And OKC in the finals.
Yeah, I got Minnesota. I think they're just more physical. I think they're more physical. They defend well. It's hard to go against Steph though, because Steph is a game changer. He's a game wrecker.
And they got
Jimmy Butler, and Butler's a gamer. So if it comes down to a tight game, Jimmy Butler could kill you. If it comes down to this being a tight series, I'll probably lean towards Golden State in a tight series. I'm gonna go Golden State because they got two bona fide game closers, and that's.
Let me ask you this though. Both rosters, okay. Who's the best player? Who's the best player on the court?
Anthony Ant-Man's the best player by far.
He's the best player.
At this point, yeah, because Steph is great. Steph is great, but and Steph is Steph. You know what I mean? Ant-Man is exceptional, man. Like for real, what he's doing on that court is exceptional, bro. He really does change the dynamic of the game. He's like, especially in that zone where he'll kill you, man. He'll kill you. Now, vintage Steph, Steph Curry's still Steph Curry, man. So that's just a hard matchup. He's still Steph Curry, bro.
He can't put up the big numbers every game. And if you noticed, Steve Kerr punted on game 5 to give them rest. The older players rest for games 6 and 7.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to be able to do that this series. They're going to have to play those guys every game. You're not going to be able to rest them. You're not going to be able to hide them. You're not going to be able to give away a game to Minnesota.
Now, if they had the roster where they can expose Gobert, then I would have been Warriors. You know what I mean? But because that's the mismatch. We've seen that last year. Gobert became a liability more than an asset. You know what I mean? So you have
that last game against the Lakers.
Oh, he showed out.
27 and 24.
Who was going to challenge him? They don't have no big. He's not going to do that with Draymond because Draymond's physical. He's physical, and like you say, he's going to start playing dirty. He'll start doing elbows.
But Gobert is 7-1.
Yeah, but he's soft though. He's a 7-1 soft guy though. He's soft.
But it's going to be personal. And that matchup, he's half a foot taller than Draymond Green. He can't get punked by Draymond. He can't. He can't.
You say he can't, but he does.
Well, I'm saying now he can't. At the position that they're in, they have home court. They're seed and they have home court in this series.
Yeah.
They got to take advantage of that. And the big man coming off of his best playoff game by far in his entire career. If he's not motivated now to come up big, then he never will be.
That's
You
a fact.
cannot let an old Draymond Green, who's half a foot shorter than you, punk you. You just can't do it.
Yeah, but he was never but Rudy Gobert was never the focal point of offense. He's not going to be the guy you're going to feed. But
He's got to make his presence felt. He's the big guy on the court, and he's got to play big. And if they're going to have Draymond Green playing the 5, then Gobert's got to eat him up. That's what he's got to do. And don't. I mean, not that he would, but when Draymond's on offense and he's going to hang out around the 3-point line, then let him shoot it. If Draymond scores 20 points and you lose because he's hitting outside shots, you live with that. No way.
I think that Julius Randle has to have a good series because
for sure, because you can't expect Anthony Edwards to get 40 every game. You can't. Yeah, for sure, Randle has to have a good game. For sure, he does. But I think Gobert does too. I think it's got to be 3 of them.
Now you think Minnesota wins tonight since all other 3 teams have lost the first game at home?
I think Minnesota
wins too.
Golden State just played 2 nights ago.
Yeah, I think Minnesota wins too.
I think for Minnesota to win this series, they can't be down like 2-1, 3-2. Like they have to be leading it or tied.
My goodness, bro! Can you believe it? The Cavaliers lost.
What?
They lost 120 to 119.
Then you just say that they won?
I was looking at the score. It was up with a minute left by 7. I just looked at it just now, man. They lost. So they're now 2-0 to Indiana.
Bro, you can't be calling no game before it's over.
I'm saying, bro. Hey, America, you got me online. You heard what I'm saying. I'm telling you why I thought the game was over. So you got me on tape saying that I looked at the game with a minute left. They were up by 7 points. Ain't no right mind I'm going to think that they're going to lose the game with a minute left, going under a minute left in the game, and they lose the game by 1. So I'm bringing up to date that the Pacers have officially beat the Cavaliers 120-119, and they're down 2-0 going to Indiana.
Well, now I'm concerned.
I am too. Now
I'm concerned.
Too.
Wow.
It's going to be hard to go. I mean, if they can nullify that, and if they go in there and they could go in, they got to win game 3. They got to win game 3. Because they don't win game 3, they're not winning the series.
If they're going to win the series, they got to win the next 3 games.
Exactly.
They got to win games 3, 4, and 5.
Exactly. So I don't know if they're going to get Darius Garland back. I don't know if they're going to get some of them pieces back. But they're going to need them pieces because they can't go in the end with the pieces they got right now and expect to win. They're not going to win. And they might end up losing at 5 to Indiana. If they don't get them key pieces back, I'm telling you right now, they're gonna lose at 5 to Indiana.
Wow. I got to see how this game ended.
Yeah, it had to be a game. It had to be a clutch game winner. It had to be a game winner, man. It had to be a game winner.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm sorry. You know, killed them, man. You know, killed them.
Halliburton
killed them with a 3. We just talked about this guy. America, we just talked about this guy.
His father wishes he was there.
I know he did. We just talked about this guy. And he killed him. 3-pointer. Man, he's a gamer. Oh, man, he's a gamer.
Good.
He's a gamer.
Nice to see new blood in there.
It is. It is, brother. It is, bro. I mean, you got to usher in the new. because think about it, where LeBron will be gone soon, Steph gonna be gone soon, KD is gone soon. You know, it's I'm saying right now they were trying to give it the Luka League, but it's Ant-Man's league. It's Ant-Man's league.
You know what? You're right. It is Ant-Man's league now.
Ant-Man's league.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. No one's talking about him having to get in shape. No one's talking about him being a one-dimensional player. You see him going down the court trying to front LeBron.
Yeah.
You see him, and LeBron's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Oh my gosh, I don't ever want to hear people say LeBron and Jordan in the same sentence. I don't ever. When a guard is trying to front him, and LeBron's looking to the referee saying, oh, he's being aggressive with me. That would not have been Jordan.
Look, they said Michael Jordan. He said he went. This Craig Hodges is giving up the tapes, right?
I watched some of that.
You seen that? Was it? He said he's old. He's old. He said that he is old, bro. He old. Yeah, he ain't young. He's old, bro. But he said Michael Jordan went out and got dropped off at the bar, got his groove on, came in, and still gave him 60. Dominique Wilkins said that the man, because he said he went in Atlanta. I'm just giving y'all stories for the youth that don't understand the level of why we put this guy as the greatest, okay? I'm going to let you know why us old heads, as y'all claim we are, love this guy and put him and give him the status that we're going to give him, right? The man said that Dominique Wilkins said he dropped 55 on Chicago, right? And they had to go to Chicago and play. They said Michael Jordan walked into the locker room and walked past Dominique Wilkins and told the dude that's going to be sticking him, it's going to be hope you better lace up because it's going to be a long night for you. So Dominique said, well, it's going to be a long night for Scotty then. She's going to come to my locker room, tell me it's going to be a long night for my guy. He had 60 in 3 quarters. It was a long night for his guy. He said you couldn't do nothing with the guy. All the stories come back the same. You couldn't beat him in suicides. You ain't going out gambling. You ain't going out drink him. You feel me? You ain't going to be better than him. He's not deferring to pass the ball in the 4th quarter. He's not going to kick it to the corner. He's going to take your heart, eat your heart, step on your heart, and keep it pushing. That was Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Mm-hmm. We watched LeBron James in the Staples Center. I watched it. He kicked it to the corner. Crucial game that you needed. Yes, it was unselfish play. It wasn't the right play. You are LeBron James. You supposed to live and die and say, look, man, if it's this close, I'm not deferring. We're going to die off of me because I'm not passing that ball. It's my time.
Well, but LeBron says he makes the best basketball play. It's not about him scoring. It's about making the best basketball play.
And that's why they lost Game 7s and why I lost series.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Michael Jordan never seen a Game 7. He said, we're not going to Game 7 on my watch.
What are you doing spitting facts? What are you doing?
Hold up. 6-0. Championship. When it counted the most. He has no loss to his record in the championship game.
And no Game 7s.
And no Game 7s. And he did it all. All defensive player. Mm-hmm. All team. The league was his. No question about it. Do we forget this? We forget this. Because with every new generation, you forget the old. I wasn't around during Dr. J's time period, but I heard he was great. I wasn't around when Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain was in their primes. I wasn't around for that, so I just got old VHS tapes and black and white reels to look at. All right, cool. That's cool and all, but I witnessed Michael Jordan destroy the league. Okay?
Me too.
I watched Larry Bird and Magic Johnson do their thing in the 80s. I really did. Hated Boston because Boston was to be honest, Boston's all-white team was a couple brothers sprinkled in, but the white boys will bust you behind. Yes. You go to Boston, you're going to get crushed. And that old, beautiful, crazy, they only had that crazy floor. Only they had that floor,
The
right?
parquet. Yep.
Parquet. Nasty place to play, right? I watched Magic do things that LeBron had did, so he was not the first person that did it.
Mhm.
Magic Johnson played all 5 positions in the championship game when they beat Philly.
As a rookie.
That's a rookie. We forget that, right? We forget that, Gil. Michael Jordan made great people, and you mentioned this fact. He made great people look not so great. They looked ordinary.
That's what he did. He rose his game, and whoever he played against, he made them lower their game just a little bit.
You can't name a player when he played that they outshined them. You can't name me one.
Nobody.
You can't name me one. Who you gonna get? Who you gonna get? Who you gonna say? Charles Barkley, great as he was, didn't outplay him.
Nope.
Kobe had some great.
And they played against them when Charles Barkley won the MVP.
Yes.
And the Bulls played against Utah when Karl Malone won the MVP.
I'm just saying.
I remember it. Bro, I remember those teams. I remember the Bulls winning in 5 against the Lakers. I remember them winning in 6 against Portland.
Yeah.
I remember them winning in 6 against Phoenix.
Yeah.
I remember them winning in 6 against Seattle.
Yeah.
I remember them winning in
oh my goodness.
6 against Utah, and I remember them winning in 6 against Utah again.
And every team that you have mentioned, every team you mentioned, they had stacked rosters, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Every team you didn't mention that he beat, they had some really, really great rosters, man.
Good coaches.
Like real good coach teams, Hall of Fame coach teams, you know. Man, I'm talking about like loaded rosters. It wasn't like no weaknesses in the rosters. You know, sometimes the championship teams get there and not everybody is strong, you know. Their superstars just that super. Where the role players are role players, but the superstars are just that super. And the teams he beat, bro, I'm telling you, on 5 positions, they were great positions. Like it was no weak links.
Dude,
no weak links.
Portland was in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. There was that team.
Oh my gosh. Drexler, Porter,
Duckworth. Come on, bro. Robinson, Cliff Robinson.
Cliff Robinson, Danny Ainge.
Like what? That was a stacked roster, bro.
That was a stacked roster.
It was a stacked roster, bro. You got the Phoenix with, you know, I know we defer y'all. I was giving y'all history, you know, the back our argument, you know, because if we're gonna talk about points and all that stuff, I don't base it on points. Like I don't base it on points, and I don't base it on championships. Because we're gonna base it on championships, I'm gonna give it to Bill Russell, right? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna give it to kill, not play. And you knew that in the 4th quarter, who was getting the ball, and you couldn't do nothing about it.
Story over. Jordan.
There we go. Now, my brother, you just
want to move to NHL real
fast?
Yes,
sir. You said it was some. Y'all gotta go to the NHL shift, man, because the Warriors up by 10. By the way, 2nd quarter, y'all is 8-19, still early 2nd quarter, but they're up 30-20.
Okay, well, I'll watch that game when we're done here.
Yes, sir.
NHL, man, 2 great game 7s.
Yes, sir.
On gosh, what was it? I'm gonna say on Saturday was the Jets.
Oh man,
Winnipeg Jets were down to the St. Louis Blues.
Yes.
3-1 in the 3rd. And the Jets wind up scoring on a power play with 3 seconds to go to tie it.
Wow.
At 3-3, and then they won 4-3 in double overtime.
Wow.
So Winnipeg advanced, and Dallas was down. The Dallas Stars were down 2-0 going into the 3rd, and they wind up winning 4-2 in regulation. They scored 3 unanswered, and then they got an empty netter. Pretty good. pretty.
Bike was getting handled, man. It was getting handled. He got pulled in 2 of the games. Um, you know the he had a bad series, man. And then the Winnipeg, man, they had the best record in the NHL.
But
They
they
almost,
were in trouble.
they were.
But they survived. And now you got Carolina and Washington tonight, and Edmonton and the Vegas Golden Knights later.
Yeah.
So I'm rooting for Washington because I want to see Ovechkin finish off this
Uh,
year.
Hurricanes won the first game.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, 2-1. They won overtime.
Uh, when I came down here, Washington was up 1-0.
Yeah, it was 2-1. Yeah, they lost 2-1.
Hurricanes are good, man. That
No, they are.
game against the Devils, they were down 3-0.
They were.
And they came back and won 5-4.
Yeah, they got strong roster, man. Like they got strong roster, bro. And the Golden Knights are up 2-0 in the first period against Edmonton. That's gonna be a shootout though. So that 2-0 don't really mean nothing.
Come on, Edmonton.
Yeah, that one thing about the Warriors, man, they put shots up on goals. So 2-0 is not a big lead for Edmonton.
Remember when in the 90s, 2-0 was a very secure lead. If you were nothing going into the third, it was a wrap.
But for people that don't follow hockey, don't understand hockey, once again, things evolve. Players get faster. Strategies change, right? Because if the equivalent of the NHL back in the 90s compared to what it is now, it was a more physical league. It was more, the goalies were a little bit more, I ain't gonna say skill, because these goalies now are really skilled because they really get shots on goal for real. But you had big defenders, man. You had big lines, So it wasn't the speed skate that you get now, because you got like a lot of fast lines now. Like for instance, Edmonton, they got a fast line, whereas you went to a team like Pittsburgh that was more physical. They had a bigger lines, you know what I mean? And that was like the typical line back then in the 90s with big physical guys. So like you're saying, 2, 3, it was a tremendous lead. Now, man, 2 is nothing, man. You see it 3-0. Y'all was like 3-0. And they ran that fast on y'all the next period, So there's no lead is safe. No lead is safe.
Great though, because now it's not academic. Now especially if you're down but you're at home,
yeah,
you need that one goal to get them going, and then it's like an avalanche.
Yeah, it's like an avalanche.
Yeah,
what the avalanche?
Yeah, they gone.
Yeah, definitely gone.
So with the NFL, some news came out involving Washington. Two things, really. First thing is a location was decided for their new stadium, which will be where the old stadium was, RFK. And it will have a roof, which means that they will get a Super Bowl. So that is almost 100% official. It's going to happen. So expect Washington to have a new stadium within the next 4 years.
You see what a rookie brings you, man. You see what a great rookie.
Oh, it's not just the rookie. He's part of it. It's the
ownership. Yeah, the ownership change.
They got no more Snyder, no more Black Cloud.
Yeah.
No more Black Cloud. Now, everything changes now.
They needed a field, man. They needed a new field, bro. They needed a new stadium. They really did.
And not only that, but they also announced in 2 years the DC area will get the NFL draft.
Man, that's gonna be awesome.
Be, outside of the Washington Monument.
That's awesome.
So they'll be able to get 1 million people there. That's bananas.
It's great for DC because DC's been gentrified, so that's great for DC. They really have been. A lot of these places have, like Brooklyn, has been gentrified. A lot of these places that was like dangerous places to go to, man. Now we're starting to get to that blend of just people being people, man. I was talking to a partner of mine, man, and it was just like I don't understand some theories of people because we'll hate Donald Trump because, and I'm gonna bring this up, right? I'm gonna go with my point. They'll say I hate Donald Trump because for the mega hat, right? Make America great again, right? Which they say is a symbolism of when Caucasian people were in power, right? So it's basically saying separate and hey, when y'all was in power, whatever, right? On my side of the equation is a guy named Dr. Umar, right? And he's just all pro-black, black, stay black, and so bunnies don't. And I'm just like, bro, what makes any of it any better? You hate these people because you say you want that to be separated. You want blacks over here, you want whites over there, you want Puerto Ricans over there, you want Mexicans over there. Who the hell lives in this world that you talking about, bro? That's the problem. What world do y'all live in, man? You know what I'm saying? We are way beyond that dark ages of history and life, bro. When the people set on them ships to come and see other parts of the world, it changed the whole dynamic of life. All right. Because they said, man, some people over there don't look like us. We need to intermingle. Henceforth, we get Gil and Larry. Right.
That's a good way to come around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you see all these people hating on Saquon because he played golf with President Trump.
Bro, what's the problem with
because he played 9 holes with President Trump?
And okay, and who cares? Like, what? He's the president. Okay, whoopie G.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if I voted for him. I didn't vote for him. I don't care what party he represents. If you can play golf,
yeah,
with the president, it's about the seat.
Yes,
it's about the office.
Yes,
I don't care what president it is.
I don't care.
I liked him or didn't. If Trump, Obama, both Bushes, Reagan, Carter, any of them ever invited me to play golf, I'm playing golf with this dude.
You ain't lying about that.
You know I'm saying? You got to honor the seat, the position. It's not about the individual. You've earned the right. He's earned. Saquon Barkley earned the right to play golf with the president of the United States. I don't care if you voted for him or didn't vote for him.
But you would deny him the right to play with the president of the United because of your political views or whatever your views is on the guy. That's dumb as heck.
He earned it. You didn't earn it. He earned it.
Like that's it. Because I heard these out all the time. We reject. We're going to boycott. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, what is you talking about? Mm-hmm. Like the election is over. The guy's in the seat, whether you like it, don't like it. Okay. My issue is for anybody who, let's say their children got sent away to war because of a president like in the Vietnam era. Yeah, I'm not gonna have a lot of love for the presidents that was in that seat, Lyndon B. Johnson and all them dudes that was in that seat at the time, because I lost a family member for a war they didn't have to fight, in my opinion. Right? It's something totally different. What are we talking about? What are we literally talking about? Oh man, all these things. I ain't seen none change in the dude been in office than before the last guy. Like, I'm dead serious. And maybe I'm just ignorant, blind. I don't know, because I'm very awake, bro. I have not felt anything change and shift in the world since this guy got back in office. No nuclear bombs that went off. Mm-hmm. No excessive police have been shooting stuff up and killing innocent people. Only people that have any gripe right now is government of people that work for the government, because he's been holding these whatever.
People just have an agenda.
They do, man.
And if you don't fall in line with the way they think, then they're going to categorize you as whatever.
That part.
They're not going to call you a racist because you're black. But if they find out maybe Gil voted for Trump, I'm not saying I did or I didn't. I'm a racist.
I'm
a racist.
Ain't that something,
man? Uncle Tom.
Hey, your Uncle Tom. Ain't that something though?
That's something. So you don't know me, and if I don't think the way you think, and you're gonna categorize me in a way, at this point it don't even bother me.
It don't bother me either, bro. Because
it's my vote. This is my country. I pay taxes, and again, we're talking about playing golf. You're honoring the office. It's not about Trump. You're honoring the office. And you know what? Hertz didn't go, refuses to go to the White House. He won the Super Bowl. Eagles got invited. He refused to go. That's his right.
That's his right
That's
as a
his right. He has
person.
his own reasons.
It's
Hopefully, he's
cool.
not going just because it's a trendy thing, not to do. But it's his right to turn down the invitation. But but Saquon thinks differently or whatever, you're gonna hate on him. Both of these guys earned the right to make that decision for them.
I'm gonna give you an example why I don't get into none of that stuff, because what you just said, you use a key word, fad, trend, fad and trend. It's the trendy thing to say or do. And I use a class example because I don't think nothing changed, but we had this whole period where like a summer where it just we went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs with this campaign, which I still don't think nothing changed, right? And Black Lives Matter. Remember this campaign? Black Lives Matter. Do you remember this campaign? Right?
Sure
We
do.
got out here and all these superstars and sports and athletes and actors and Black Lives Matter, right? Because they were boycotting police, abusing their power in situations, right? What they didn't talk about, and every time I brought it up, I was ostracized and, oh man, what you talking about? I'm telling you facts, not fiction. It wasn't like jokers, they was going to people's innocent people, kicking in their doors and just shooting innocent people. So yes, they were excessive in the force, but they were actually doing a service when they were doing what they were doing, right? Because the things that they were policing were police things. They just, once again, excessive with it, and I'm not condoning that. But my issue was this: we could find that to just say police on blacks, right? When I'm telling you that in my environment, I come from, bro, it's black on black crime, bro. It's black on black crime at an excessive rate. Like young people killing young people at an excessive rate. And what happened to a camp? I would think that would be much upward in a random police killing somebody. When I'm telling you every day that black kill black, I'm pretty sure white kill white. You know what I'm saying? What happens to all lives matter?
The thing is, if you say, when I say you, I'm talking in general.
Right.
I'm not talking about you personally.
Right.
It's probably more me. But if a person says, that person being like me, when someone says Black Lives Matter, and I say, well, all lives matter, that is like a shot against Black Lives Matter. That's how people think.
Right.
You think Black Lives Matter. I think white lives matter. I think Latino lives matter. I think
Asian lives matter.
But if I say that,
oh yeah, you get
Black Lives Matter, they take it as a personal shot.
Oh yeah, you're racist. You're racist.
Yeah. So and that's just a cop out. That's just easy. That's when you don't like something, or I don't agree word for word with what you said. Oh, he's racist.
He's racist.
And then
Easy
you move
out there, right?
You got to be careful with stuff like that. People are like, "Oh, that's just words. Don't let it bother you." Words can do damage. They can ruin a reputation.
They can. Henceforth, Shannon Sharp.
Oh, we don't have enough time to get to that.
We don't go there, bro, because I want to talk about. We're gonna shift some other stuff like before we end our show, right? WWE. Quick recap.
Look, we're not gonna have time to get through it. We got Backlash this coming Saturday. You have 1, 2, 3. There's 5 matches. 4 of them are title fights. Cena, Orton, Valkyria, Becky Lynch, a fatal 4-way. Gunther, McAfee, and Dominic Mysterio, Penta. Looks like it's a good card. I'm gonna say Cena's still gonna find a way to beat Orton. I think he's going to have the title till at least SummerSlam, which I think is in August. So with that being said, want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. Make sure you check us out next Tuesday at 9:30, and also check out Matt's Monday reviews. That show's going to go through a name change, but it hasn't changed yet. So he's on Monday. We're on Tuesdays. Backlash is on Saturday, and we will be here next Tuesday to talk about all of it. I'm going to go upstairs and watch a playoff game. Brother, I will talk to you tomorrow, and we'll talk to everybody next Tuesday. Deuces, y'all.
Deuces, y'all. Great show, homie.
Great show.